We greet our friends everywhere with Chapter 23 of Ninepence in Her Pocket, the story of Gladys Aylward. This is another in the series, Stories of Great Christians, and comes to you from the radio studios of the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago. The bitter snows of winter brought respite to the war-ravaged district of Shanxi. For once, the peasants did not long for spring when the thaws would open up the mountain trails and roads to the invader. Gladys had taken a small group, among them her children, to Tsechow, to the Davises' mission compound for the winter. Although Tsechow was occupied by the Japanese army, the mission was on neutral ground, and Jeannie and David Davis were British subjects. Here, Gladys felt, they would be safe, and Gladys could work with the crowds of orphans the Davises had collected in Tsechow.
Come on now, Gladys. You're going to have a good hot cup of tea and an egg before you start in on those children today.
An egg? Well, how did you manage that?
Some Japanese soldiers gave David a basin full of eggs yesterday. He doesn't know where they got them, and he certainly didn't ask.
Oh, I don't need an egg. Save it.
Oh, Gladys, please. I gotta make you eat it, but you're going to get sick.
Bring on the egg.
All right. You know, Gladys, you can manage those children all day, but I know if it weren't for you, they'd be running wild.
Nonsense. You both were doing fine before we arrived.
And since you've come, we have 3 times the children, to say nothing of the crowds of refugees. You're like a Pied Piper. I don't know where they all come from.
It's been a wonderful opportunity to reach the children for the Lord. The Bible classes are going well, and I have a sort of little school, you know.
Oh, I know.
Parlour-maid transformed into schoolmistress by snows of Tsechow. Pretty good snow we have here.
Were things quiet in the women's court last night?
Yes. Why?
David and I thought we heard a disturbance. We're so worried about the young girls, Gladys. They're in such danger in an occupied town like this.
Oh, they did have a visitor, come to think of it. I went over to see what the noise was. A rat ran across Swalan's arm.
That explains it. I'm surprised there wasn't more of an uproar.
So am I. I guess everyone is pretty tired.
I just can't understand the Japanese. Sometimes they're kind, like yesterday, bringing the eggs.
Some of them come to the services, too.
Yes, and yet we've both seen the vicious things they do, murdering and destroying.
Oh, it's after the victories that they're dangerous. If they just wouldn't have those 3-day holidays to celebrate. Well, time to go. Oh, thank you for the tea and the egg, Jeannie.
Ah, you're welcome. It's good to see you eat.
Send little Davy in for the lessons. I love to see one shining face I didn't have to wash.
I will. I'll try to come in to help.
Don't eat so fast, children. Chew slowly. Make it last. You elder children help the little ones. Look around, children. See if you can see a little one who needs help. Oh, that's right, Lucien. That's a good boy. When you're finished, put your basins in the wash tubs and bundle up. We're going to play in the courtyard this morning. Chew your food, children. That's right. Oh, somebody see why San is crying. Make 2 lines, children. The boys on one side of the court, the girls on the other. Never mind the little children. Let them go where they want. Only don't hit them with the snowballs if you can help it. Now, when I wave my arm, go. Everybody move to your side of the courtyard. Wait till I give the signal. Now, children, see, we have the grown-up girls from the real school with us this morning. They're Mr. Davis's pupils, and they've come to teach you something useful. Each girl is going to go to one row of children. In your teacher's hand, you will see a needle and thread and a piece of cotton. Your teacher will show you how to make stitches, and each of you will have a turn at trying for yourself. Of course, Goliath was a great giant of a man, and he had heavy armor and a shield and a long, sharp sword. No wonder the Israelites were afraid of him. And if it hadn't been for the Lord, David would have been the most afraid of all. After all, David was just a small boy like many of you. And all he had was a sling and a stone. But David prayed to the Lord and asked him to be with him. Children, I want you to line up and wash your hands for supper. Children, make a line now to wash your hands.
My hands are clean. See, my hands are clean.
Oh, no, they're not, and your face is worse.
You're hurting me. I'm getting soap in my eyes.
Now wash your hands yourself. You are all going to wash.
We don't want to wash. We don't want to wash.
Line up now, line up. No supper if you don't have clean hands. Everyone snuggle up now. It's going to be very cold tonight. Now, before I go, let's all say together the 23rd Psalm. See how much you can remember. The Lord is my shepherd.
I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod, Lord, and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. The Japanese are breaking into the women's court! David, help! Stop this! This is neutral territory! David!
Out of the way!
Alone. Please, leave him alone.
Teach you to interfere with the Japanese soldier! That's enough. That's enough. Leave her alone. What's the matter with you?
Women, girls, down on your knees. Pray.
You!
Pray.
You are Mr. Davis, the missionary. This is no place for you. Get out!
You can't do this here.
Oh, no. There's a gun in my hand. I will wait 1 second for you to leave, and then I shoot.
Lord, help us. We need your Jesus.
Oh, this gun. There are other ways to use that gun.
Pray. Pray. All of you, pray.
Come on, you men. What are you waiting for? Now, pray. Oh, what difference does that make? What difference does that make? What's the matter with you, man? Where are you going?
We don't want these Christians.
Yeah. What a night. Bring me my horse. Let's get out of here.
Are you awake?
Jeannie, how did I get in here? Is it morning?
Oh, yes, it's morning. Here, let me put a cold cloth on your face.
Oh, I've got to get up. Oh,
Oh, please, Gladys. You've got to rest a bit.
what happened last night?
The women were unharmed, Gladys.
Thank God. What happened?
David told the women to pray. They got down on their knees, some of them with dresses half ripped off and still with the Japanese hanging on to them. They prayed at the top of their voices, and the soldiers left. The men were dumbfounded.
And David's all right?
It's a miracle. The officer was going to shoot him, and his gun wouldn't fire. David says he pulled the trigger over and over, but nothing happened.
Jeannie.
He was beaten, Gladys, like you were, but mostly the face and head. We're waiting for the doctor. He needs his mouth sewed up, and his head. He'll be laid up a while.
Thank God it's not worse.
Yes. But there's one good thing.
What's that?
Know that the snow is melting. The soldiers are moving out of Zhejiao. Last night was to be sort of a farewell celebration.
They're going to push further east?
Yes. David says they'll recover the mountain districts first. They've been moving out all morning. We'll be free in a way.
Oh, that is good news.
I expect we'll see the Chinese army soon, or at least have news of them.
Oh, I'm all right. I'm getting up. Oh, Jeannie, don't look like that. I'll be very careful. I will. Yes?
1,000 pardons, Aylward. Some very important soldiers to see you. Chinese soldiers.
You'll have to send them away. We're on neutral territory. They can't possibly come in here.
They want somewhere to stay.
If they think they can stay at our mission, they're very much mistaken. We'd lose our neutrality. I'll tell them. I am Aylward.
It is an honor to meet you. Your fame is spread abroad in this district.
I am honored to speak with the soldiers of China, with the colonel of the Chinese army. But I'm sorry, you can't come in here. We must observe our neutrality. This is an occupied area of China.
We are sorry to offend you, but when we were in Chongqing, the Generalissimo said, if you want someone you can trust, go to the Christian church.
What have you to do with Generalissimo Chiang Kai-shek?
I am his representative. I am Colonel Linan.
And so we conclude Chapter 23 of Ninepence in Her Pocket, the story of Gladys Aylward. This is another in the series, Stories of Great Christians, and comes to you from the radio studios of the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago.